or give us your feedback in the comments. Oh, it's recording. Cool. All right, so we're going to get started. So it's 11 o'clock Friday, product availability update. So today I wanted to mix it up a bit and invite Jordan, because Jordan and I do talk every Monday about what's going on in the market, what do we see, what we don't see. You're my trusted source when I need to find out what's going on with stock availability and stuff. So I'm just going to go through my usual spiel. And by the way, Jordan is part of Dental City, which is one of our Zen preferred distributors. You guys see them all the time on the right side column at the price comparison in the resource page. They're the ones that do have products in stock. So far, Jordan, I've seen you guys doing probably the best job at having products in stock and at the same time keeping the prices where they need to be. So first of all, I want to say thank you for that. People still can get level 2s and level 1s, and we'll talk about the specific pricing in a second, which is awesome. All right, so my quick update for everybody. Let's start the typical rundown. Masks. Level 1, I think they're $19 or a box of 50. So the price is going down. So on our Zen resource page, you will see it. Jordan, what are you guys at on level 1s?
Yeah, $19.99 is where we're at.
Perfect.
We'll probably be there for a little while yet, I think. But yeah, you're right, Tiger. I think the prices are coming down a little bit. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Level 2. So level 2s are listed anywhere between $24.99, and again, it's Dental City. The limit is 5 boxes per 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so and I think we're getting to the point where that'll be opened up a little bit more, where you'll have more of an unlimited availability of level 2 masks, and potentially starting at $19.99, I would say probably early next week. So we'll see level 2 masks beginning to move down just a little bit, and then more availability where some of those limits will be removed and open things up a little bit more.
Okay, so for everybody, remember we talked 2 to 3 weeks ago that I did not recommend on stocking up on masks. That's one of the reasons why is we did talk with Jordan and a couple of other vendors that the mask prices are going down. So we'll hold Jordan accountable. We're really good at it, and Jordan is actually really good at delivering that. Level 2 masks, $19.99. You're saying with limits, right? Or it would be opened up?
I think we're going to start opening that up a little bit. That Adena mask, which is not $19.99, I believe that one is currently listed at $24.99, maybe $29.99.
Yeah, without so a limit, $29.99 currently.
$29.99 has that unlimited option, and that's just due to the cost of the mask to bring it in is different. So you pay more right now in the market to actually buy more. Instead of, in the past, you'd get a discount if you purchased more. It's kind of flipped right now. So that's why that mask is a little bit more expensive, but it gives you that unlimited opportunity to purchase it.
Yeah. Level 2.
Yep.
And again, we talked about the price range. Hopefully in the future, it's going to be $19.99 with Dental City. I've seen prices $24.99, $29.99, up to $34.99. They're all in a resource page on Zen. The level 3, we started listing them last week. So you will see Boom Supplies level 3 at $54. They're US made. I'm going to Detroit next week to check out the manufacturer that's making US made level 3s in Detroit with US made material, which is really interesting. Out of Detroit, we're trying to get them at 80 cents a mask for level 3. So if that's happening, again, what are your thoughts on that, Jordan? Do you think it's feasible? What is 80 cents a mask if we look at the box of 50?
You look at, there's other level 3 masks that are manufactured in the United States from like Crosstex, for instance, is one. They have level 3 masks that are manufactured in the US. We have some level 3 masks that are coming in. Everything so far has been really limited from a level 3 standpoint. And I think it's just, from what I hear from the doctors I talk to regularly, is they hate wearing the KN95 or the N95, especially all day long. You can't breathe in it. So we want to do the next best thing from a protection standpoint. So we're going to go level 3. Well, level threes are the hardest thing to kind of acquire right now. But I do see some availability on that opening up, hoping in the next 2 weeks or so to have hopefully a significant shipment, but I just don't ever count anything until it's actually in our warehouse. Just because,
Yeah.
shipping is kind of all over the place right now, but I think the level three availability will begin to open up in the coming weeks.
Do you see prices being at about, $40 a box of 50?
Yeah, I think you're probably looking around that range, anywhere between $40 and as high as 60. I think that's
Yeah.
kind of the range that a level three is falling in right now, from a availability of raw materials and the manufacturing process, and that's kind of what's driving that cost up a little bit.
Okay.
I have
So
heard
back.
some manufacturers beginning to make different level masks with material that isn't typically used to make masks. So that could potentially also change the way things are manufactured and the availability. So maybe we'll see even more opening. That's not necessarily on the level three end, seeing that more on the lower level one, or just like your standard mask. So that could increase some availability as well.
Mhm. Okay, so back to the pricing. Level threes currently on Zen, $54. Dental City doesn't have level threes yet to put on Zen.
Correct.
And again, I'm going to Detroit to basically see what's going on there. The cool thing about it is not it's only the U.S. made, it's also non for profit. They do employ a lot of people out of Detroit. When I asked them what drives that cost, why, for example, they have gowns, level one at $6 a gown, and these masks at 80 cents. I asked them what's driving the cost. They said labor cost. So I don't know if that's true, if that's the case. I want to find out. But it's interesting. I mean, if we look at it, $6 a gown right now, which we are getting to the gowns in a second. If they are U.S. made and Chinese made, both $6 a gown, hypothetically, I mean, Zen prices may be a little different, then probably people would get U.S. made all day long, I would hope.
I would agree. I think the one thing the one thing you got to be careful of with gowns is what is the material that it's made out of. You could have a level one gown that's made out of like your standard gown, like you'd expect. It almost kind of feels a little bit like a face mask because there are some similar materials between the two. And then you have level one gowns that are made out of more like a garbage bag material. And when
Mm-hmm.
you think about putting and wearing basically what is a garbage bag for the duration of your day, you're going to get really hot with all the other stuff that you have on. So I think that'd be the one thing, if you're going to Detroit to check on how these items are being made, I think the really important piece is from a gown standpoint, what are these items actually manufactured out of? And that can be the determining factor on why cost may be higher or lower, especially if it's a U.S. made gown. That can change, quite significantly.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, KN95s. We see a significant price decrease on those. We have on Zen resource page listed anywhere between $2.15 all the way to like $6. Again, without mentioning the vendors, I mean, one thing I'm trying to avoid is not to say who's doing it right or wrong. Everybody has their reasons. I think my biggest things is I think the $6 ones, if there are still on Zen, are the ones on FDA approved list, but I don't think anybody cares at this point, to be honest. Like, as long as KN95 have the test results and we're good to go. But again, that's what I've seen. What are your thoughts on KN95, Jordan?
Well, the KN95 market's just kind of strange because of how it all started out. You have the CDC and FDA saying, I think is what it is you can use third-party testing in order to approve your KN95 mask, and then kind of changing, that. And actually, you're not actually approving the mask. You're more so approving like the model number and the manufacturer of the mask. So, I think when you look at purchasing a KN95 mask, and you can decide to throw up the FDA approval out the window if you want to, that's something that's completely an office preference. But I think the important thing to understand is what is your purpose of the KN95 mask? Is it because you're getting that 95 percent filtration rate? Are you putting a level 2 or level 1 over it? And then also, are you putting a face shield on over the top of that? And it's a total thing up to the office is, what's your comfort level? Do you care if it's FDA approved or not? And that's a total preference. You're right, though. I think your more expensive masks are going to have that FDA certification, which is a fantastic thing to have. It puts you along the lines of an N95 coming right from 3M, which is huge. Or, if you're like, yeah, I'm good, let's wear it as an added protection to improve the barriers around the cheeks, that you're not getting, from a regular ear loop mask. It all depends on your intention and how you wear it and what is your comfort level. Like I said, it's not a comfortable mask to wear. You're sweating all day inside there. There's no filtration of air going out. People are talking about breathing in carbon dioxide all day and all that stuff. It's like, totally up to the office, whatever you feel most comfortable with.
Yeah. Same thing. If somebody would jump right now on this call and ask you and I, like, should you dispose of masks between each patient? We would be like, we don't know.
Yeah,
right.
That's exactly right. I will give you no advice. That is, you are the doctor, not me.
Exactly. There's a CDC guidelines and all that. So the purpose of this call is we're just going to go product availability. All right. So the good news is, though, the options are there. The prices on those KN95s are down, I think, where to the reasonable price should be, which leads me to N95s. We had N95s listed on Zen, the 8511s. We only have 5 boxes left, I think. We are working to get more, which everybody needs to stay tuned. It's going to be announced in the next 2 weeks. What's your take on N95s? I mean, 3Ms.
Directly
or
from 3M.
any N95s.
Again, it's an office preference. It's a hard thing to get. Us at Dental City, the only N95 that we're going to purchase is the ones that are coming from 3M. We're not going to purchase, anything that's not made by 3M from an N95 perspective, or it has to be approved by, the FDA and CDC. Anything that we're going to purchase from an N95 standpoint is definitely going to be something that's regulated. So that's our purpose there. With that being said, that's why we can't really get them.
Okay, so you're not that wait line with the brokers and the rest of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we would deal directly with like a 3M on something like this. So it's kind of up to their availability more than anything else.
Cool. All right, we're trying to keep it within 15 minutes. So the next thing is the gowns. It is a really, really good point that you brought up about the gowns. So we're learning ourselves this week that there are gowns like more like a fabric, and there are gowns that has a little like plastic-ish feel in them. And I don't know how to spot them before people place an order, because nobody's like, I haven't seen a description that will say one or the other. And both are, I think, listed as level 1. That's where I'm concerned. Like I've seen on online platforms, I won't mention them, gowns at $39 for a pack of 10. That makes it $3.90 a gown. It says level 1, but it's like literally you can see it's just a material. I don't know if it's water resistant or not. So far, we've seen gowns on Zen starting at $450, I think, for extra large, or all size fits all, then $550, so something like that, like within a $5 to $6 range, which I think is normal range at the moment. Mm-hmm. Do you see gown prices going down, or where are you at on that? Where you estimate the gowns or evaluate the gowns?
I don't see the prices going down. I just see the availability going up. I think that the only thing that it's going to change the gown prices is the material that it's made out of. The mask material type gowns are probably going to stay in that range of, let's say, $5 to maybe $7. And then you have some of those gowns that are made out of other materials. And those will probably they will be lower in cost just because of the material that they're made with. And, if you can find one that is kind of that garbage material that actually fits well, it's not the worst thing in the world. It will be a little bit less expensive. But right now, like for us, we're only doing gowns that are kind of like that mask type material, just mm-hmm. because of the breathability. And then we also know it's fluid resistant. So that's why.
Yeah. And we're only sticking right now to level 1s as far as the gowns in dentistry, right? Like 2, 3 overkill, only if like some oral surgeons need it.
Oral surgery would be that, or again, it's kind of one of those things where if I'm talking to a doctor, it's going to be, well, it's kind of up to you. That's your choice, not mine. So that's kind of the way I look at it.
Oof. But I also think there's no really guideline.
Right.
Like from CDC on that specifically.
Yeah, CDC and ADA really don't have anything specific on that. And really it's kind of like, do you have one to wear is more of the thing than anything else.
Yeah. Cool. Then
we do have some washable ones coming in.
How much are they going to be?
I don't know for sure. I think they're going to arrive on Monday or Tuesday. I will. I'll check our price as soon as they actually arrive. Again, I don't count things until they actually get in the door. So once we figure out exactly how many we have and where we're at with those, but those are. I think I sent you a picture on that.
Mm-hmm.
Those yellow gowns.
Mm-hmm.
Those are made in Cambodia and they are washable. I actually tried one on myself. I'm 6'4". I'm a big guy, and it fit me really well. So I think it's a good gown that'll fit a wide range of people, and then you can wash it.
Mm-hmm.
I
How
would
many
guess
times?
you're looking anywhere between $12 and $15 a gallon on that. I don't know for sure, like I said, but and the quality on this gown is fantastic. I would say that you're going to get at least 10 washes out of it. It's got
Okay,
a knit
so
top.
on.
It's done really well.
By the way, on gowns, so for everybody who's watching or coming back to this to watch it later, we had some gowns delivered by DC Dental. So if you had issues with disposable gowns, please let us know. Both DC and I are working, or our team is working on finding if it was damaged and finding the replacement and taking care of it. So if anybody had issues with disposable gowns, please let us know. We'll open up the ticket or whatever that's called to work with DC Dental directly and make sure that it gets resolved and you guys get the better gowns. The washable, those, I've seen $18 per gown, $24 per gown. But, dude, if you list them at 12 to 15, that would be killer.
I think that's where
Because
they'll be.
if it's 10 washes, it's $1.20 per gown.
Yeah.
That's a way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you have a wash machine in the office.
Can you wash it with cavi wipes, like spray?
Yeah,
you're good to
I
go.
wouldn't do that considering where cavi wipes are going. I would definitely
Right.
conserve your cavi wipe usage.
Right. Okay. So then let's talk about two more items, and then
Sure.
we're going. Gloves. What do we see in the gloves market?
Cost of nitro is going up. I think you're going to continue to see that rise for a period of time. That I think it's eventually going to level off, but the availability is going to be scarce. I think, when you look at what masks did, where you had this spike in mask costs for a couple of months and then, scarcity on it. You still, masks are a little bit easier to find, but the costs are definitely coming down. I do think that this glove, especially a nitro glove, is going to take a longer period of time to come down in price. And the availability will be one of those things that we're going to have to work through. I think if your office is strictly a nitro, glove user, you should probably look at like a neoprene, chloroprene glove as an alternative option where you can mix and match. The neoprene gloves are awesome. I think that's
How much
something
are
to
they?
look at.
A box of
What's that?
100
A box of 100 is $12.99 for the
for neoprene.
specifically neoprene. Yeah.
Okay, and you have on Zen the lowest nitrile is Vortex $11.99.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's the lowest you got, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have Pure Life, again, just for everybody else, we have Pure Life masks nitrile confirmed at $8.99, a box of 100. So again, not to say don't buy it from Dental City, choose what you like. Maybe there's different styles, but we do have commitment. Again, we made sure that Pure Life will be committed to keeping that price for Zen members to make sure that we can get those prices. However, they did mention that they see some kind of weird shortage of the larger sizes. What does that have something to do? Like, I thought the extra small, extra medium are like the most popular sizes. Like, why extra larges are in such a rare?
They are the most popular sizes in dentistry.
Extra large?
No, the smalls and mediums. So, but there are still people obviously that wear large and extra large. But I think you have the manufacturing cut in half. So 50% less manufacturing going on in the countries that manufacture gloves, just to slow the spread. Then you have raw material shortages. And then on top of that, you have increased demand by 15 times worldwide demand. And then you have medical won't even touch anything outside of like nitro gloves. So they definitely dominate the nitro glove area. So and then you have more consumers that are purchasing gloves, and you have places like restaurants, and you think about all the different manufacturing sectors that are also purchasing gloves. I mean, anything from meat packing plants to people that make boxes, and all of these people are now wearing gloves. And that's where you have this huge spike in these weird sizes that you wouldn't, necessarily ever have worried about in the past. So, you just have this whole new section of people that are purchasing gloves, and that, you're accounting for that in where those shortages are coming from. And then you have the manufacturers that are not necessarily ramping up their production of those sizes. So that's why you're seeing these shortages. I've told many customers this. I've said, if you can buy gloves from somewhere, you should buy gloves from multiple different places, like spread it out, buy gloves from where you can buy them. I think that's just a good way to operate.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to mention too as we're wrapping up the gloves. Yesterday, we were working with one of the clients. Shine had something, if I'm not mistaken, a box of 300 at $19.99, but you have to buy 10. There was something like that. So if anybody watching Shine, just go and buy them. Like, that's what I told them too. Like, stuck up. Anything nitrile gloves below $10, a box of 100. I think it's a good buy at the moment.
I would agree.
Right? Okay, cool. Last thing, what's going on with Cavi wipes?
Yeah, that'll be the next struggle, especially Cavi wipes. And again, you're looking at like the wipe. I'm sorry, not like the spray is in a better shape. The Cavi wipe, I think you're going to see, a little bit of shortage as well there. Some more allocating where you can only buy a certain amount for each customer. It's another area where kind of advising people, like if you buy Cavi wipes, you should also maybe look at buying like in a couple other types of wipes or brands of wipes, or, I'm going to buy 6 cans of Cavi wipes and 2 gallons of the Cavicide spray, and just, making sure that you have always a little bit in reserve. And just kind of, because there are allocations, everybody's already allocating, we all know that, where, some offices, some places are saying you can buy 6, some are saying 12, some are saying 24, some people are saying 3. So, those allocations are all over the place. So again, mix and match who you're buying it from, maybe mix and match what brand you're purchasing. I just think the more times that you can diversify what you're buying, the better. And that goes for, where you're buying it from and what you're buying. Those are, as long as it's an EPA certified, wipe, I think you're going to probably be in pretty good shape.
You actually just gave me a cool idea. Gotta think
Good.
about it.
All right, I'm glad question. I can provide you that.
Right. Quick question. Will the surgical masks with attached face shields be available anytime soon? That's Nadia.
Surgical masks with attached face shields. When those do come in, it's like super small quantities. And the reason that this is the way it is because most manufacturers and also distributors like us, everything was, based on your order, your history. So if you have like a history of not really making these things, you're not all of a sudden going to just ramp up production of it. So when we do get it, it's almost like the same quantities that we've ordered before. And that's just how manufacturers and, everyone's kind of operating.
Question. Can you get one box and just reserve it for us so that we can ship it to Nadia?
I don't know if I'm ever going to get another box of those.
Come on. You can do magic, Jordan.
Yeah. I wish.
All right, cool. What did we miss? What other things that you see on the market that people need to be aware of?
Nothing really. I think we covered a lot of that PPE stuff. I think you should look at, some of those, you have your relief kits or your Mr. Thirsty, Isolite, some of those, anything that reduces aerosols. The next thing to look at is something called HOCl, which is another form of a surface disinfectant you can look at. You can also use those in fogger type machines. We do have some of that hopefully arriving soon. So, I start to see, what's that?
Let's list them. We already have them listed on Zen in the resource page, but let's list yours as well.
Yeah, I don't have them yet, but as soon as we do, we'll get them on there.
We beat you.
Good. The more things you can provide to people, the better, I think. Especially as you see this shortage in disinfectant items, like, dude, I mean, get whatever you can get, right?
Yeah, totally. Cool, man. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Next week, I don't know. No, next week we don't have one. It's 4th of July weekend. So we're going to do one in 2 weeks. If you're up to, man, I would love to have you. So we can
whenever you want
back
to
and
have me,
forth on
I
this.
love talking about this stuff. So whenever you want to have me, I'm in.
Okay, cool. And keep your ears like on things that you do see. Like I heard that gauze, 2x2s, things like that might get affected because it's the same material sometimes that's used. So let's keep an eye on so that we can provide value to people and see if we see anything that might be a shortage in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, man. Enjoy the weekend.
All right. Thanks, buddy. You too.
Thanks for joining. Yep. Thanks, everyone, for watching.